Good morning students. Today we are going to see hypoxia. So what is hypoxia? Hypoxia is decreased oxygen availability to the tissues. And there are so many types of hypoxia based on the cause. So based on the causes we are classifying the hypoxia into 4 types. So number 1 is hypoxic hypoxia. Hypoxic hypoxia. So what is hypoxic hypoxia? When the atmospheric oxygen is low. And when there is any lung diseases that is causing hypoventilation. So what will happen to the oxygen intake by the lungs? So the oxygen intake by the lung will be less, and this leads to decreased oxygen in the blood, and oxygen availability in the tissues will be reduced. Second is anemic hypoxia. So what is anemic hypoxia? Anemic hypoxia is due to decrease in the hemoglobin level. So due to anemia, you will get decrease in the oxygen delivery to the tissues. And carbon monoxide poisoning. In carbon monoxide poisoning, due to the addition of carbon monoxide or due to the combination of carbon monoxide with hemoglobin, there is deficiency of hemoglobin to pick up oxygen. So in this condition, you will get anemic hypoxia. So oxygen availability to the tissues is decreased. So why it's peculiar with carbon monoxide? Because carbon monoxide has more affinity for hemoglobin, and it is having 210 times more affinity compared to oxygen. That's why this carbon monoxide poisoning will cause anemic type of hypoxia. The next is stagnant hypoxia. So stagnant means stagnation. So stagnation means when there is stasis of blood or when there is circulatory failure. And this happens when the heart fails. During cardiac failure, you will get circulatory failure. So there will be blood flow will be very slow, and it causes poor oxygen delivery to the tissues. So that is called stagnant hypoxia. The next is histotoxic hypoxia. Here, at the cellular level, though the oxygen is delivered to the tissues are not in a position to take up the oxygen because of destruction or because of deficiency of the enzymes. And the enzymes are deficient, or the enzyme action is blocked because of a poison that is called cyanide poison. So in cyanide poison, the cellular oxidative enzymes are blocked. Okay, so a good example is cytochrome oxidase enzyme, and this enzyme is action of the enzyme is blocked, and this leads to cyanide. This leads to a hypoxia that is called histotoxic hypoxia. Here it is mainly due to the poisoning of the tissues, and example is cyanide poisoning. So to list out, we have 4 types of hypoxia. One is hypoxic hypoxia, other one is anemic hypoxia, another one is stagnant hypoxia, another one is histotoxic hypoxia. And why we are worried about the hypoxia? Because hypoxia has so many effects on the cell. So it may lead to the cell death. So this hypoxia can be treated with oxygen. So oxygen therapy is effective, and is more effective in the first common type, which is called the hypoxic hypoxia. So among the 4 types, the most common type is hypoxic hypoxia, where oxygen therapy is 100% effective. If you are providing oxygen, automatically the atmospheric oxygen, the deficiency will be balanced, and the lung will take up more oxygen, and the availability of oxygen to the tissues will become normal. Whereas in other types of hypoxia like anemic hypoxia, stagnant hypoxia, and histotoxic hypoxia, so they are very less effective. So especially in histotoxic hypoxia, oxygen therapy is not at all effective. Whereas in anemic hypoxia and stagnant hypoxia, it may increase the dissolved form of oxygen, and it will be less effective in these 2 hypoxia. So in anemic hypoxia, we have to correct the anemia, or we have to make more hemoglobin available. And if it is a carbon monoxide poisoning that is causing the anemic hypoxia, you have to treat the poisoning. And stagnant hypoxia, you have to rectify the circulatory failure and make the blood flow normal. So this we have to treat the causes in all this type of hypoxia. Whereas oxygen therapy is highly effective in the hypoxic hypoxia. Thank you.